Welcome to The Trend, a show that gives you the latest and greatest in trending news for the week. I'm your host, Xavier Goodall, and in this episode, we're going to talk about Saturday Night Live, the Backstreet Boys, and more. All this coming to you here on The Trend. This past weekend, Saturday Night Live held two events for their 50th anniversary. The festivities began Friday with the homecoming concert, which featured host Jimmy Fallon. Fans have been talking about performances by Cher, Miley Cyrus, and a Nirvana reunion. Fans were also impressed by a duet between Chris Martin and Bonnie Raitt, and Lady Gaga duetting with herself to perform her hit, Shallow. The celebration continued with the SNL 50th anniversary special Sunday night. Some fan favorite moments from the live show included Meryl Streep making her SNL debut by playing Colleen Rafferty's, played by Kate McKinnon, equally raunchy mom in the skit about McKinnon's character being abducted by aliens, and the continuation of TikTok famous Domingo sketch, which added a new layer of the husband, Matt, being with Domingo's brother, Ronaldo, played by Pedro Pascal. Fans were thrilled by Sabrina Carpenter coming on the sketch to parody a few songs, including her own hit, Espresso. Fans also love Adam Sandler's heartfelt song about the history of SNL, taking everyone on a trip down memory lane, all while maintaining the humor of the show. Billy Murray also joined Colin Jost and Michael Che on Weekend Update to rate the hosts of the segment throughout the years. Not every moment was a hit, though, with controversy coming from Tom Hanks' portrayal of a racist Trump supporter in a game show parody sketch called Black Jeopardy. Some fans have also been attacking Ryan Reynolds for showing up to the special to stalk his ex-wife Scarlett Johansson. It was an action-packed weekend for SNL, and we at The Trend sure won't be forgetting about this one for a while. The Backstreet Boys are making their return to the stage, lighting the internet's fire and desire. This year marks the 25th anniversary of their album Millennium, released in May of 1999. Millennium contains songs such as Larger Than Life, Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely, The One, as well as the timeless hit I Want It That Way. On February 12th, the boy band announced their Into the Millennium residency at the Las Vegas Sphere, consisting of 12 dates spanning the month of July and early August. The Backstreet Boys will be the first pop act to headline at the Sphere, with vocalist Kevin Richardson stating, quote, "We're excited to take that album, that concept of the future, to the next level in the most state-of-the-art venue," end quote. Alongside the performance, the Backstreet Boys have announced the coming release of a new Millennium 2.0 album, containing remasters of the original 12 songs, live recordings, demos, and an alternate version of I Want It That Way, as well as a new song titled Hey. Ticket sales for Into the Millennium begin February 21st. We here at The Trend are more than hyped now that Backstreet's back. All right. Look out, Poppy and Olipop. Simply Prebiotic Soda has entered the villa. Simply's parent company, Coca-Cola, announced on February 18th that their new beverage option, their, quote, fruit-forward take, end quote, on prebiotic soda. This is true as there will be 5 flavors for its prebiotic sodas, which include pineapple, mango, citrus punch, and more. Another prebiotic soda company, Poppy, did not release a statement in response to Simply's announcement. However, its other competitor, Olipop, stated, quote, "It's a massive honor that the largest soda brand in the world has decided that the category we invented and the Olipop team has brought to life is a great place for them to seek growth," end quote. Coca-Cola's soda rival Pepsi has not responded with their own prebiotic soda. We here at The Trend are excited to try these sodas when they release nationwide later this month. The National Hockey League has reignited the Twitter meme machine after they decided to ditch their previously held All-Star Weekend and replace it with a best-on-best tournament. So who is participating in this event? Well, none other than the 4 nations, of course. Sweden, Canada, Finland, and the United States' teams are comprised of top players in the league, all battling for the right to call themselves the best in the world, or of the 4 nations. However, the tournament has been less of a face-off and more of a meme-off. Many fans took to Twitter to poke fun at the NHL's marketing strategy, with them overusing the phrase, 4 nations are facing off. Hockey Twitter and users alike ran with it, making 4 nations do other things like cooking off, dancing off, and even facing Oz. This meme has brought a lot of needed attention to the Hockey League, with some people saying that it's made the sport appealing to them. One user wrote that this meme might be the thing that finally gets me into hockey, end quote. It seems that this new event has been a hit for the league, and we here at The Trend hope to see more of the 4 nations.
So this past weekend, the 4 nations faced off. I don't know if anybody's heard. So we're going to go around and ask MUTV if they know who the Four Nations are and what they were up to this last weekend. Do you know who the Four Nations are and what they were doing? Of course I do. They were the Air Nomads, the Water Tribe, the Fire Nation, and the Earth Kingdom. And once upon a time, they all lived together in harmony. And then one day, the Fire Nation attacked. Is that what they were doing? Absolutely. There was a 100-year battle happening. We all know this.
I've actually never heard of the Four Nations, and I don't know what the Four Nations are, but I'm gonna guess that the Four Nations, they were the Four Nations, that's for sure.
If you had to take a guess, who are the Four Nations? Who would you say they are?
So nations, I'm gonna assume countries. We're gonna go America, Canada. I was gonna say Europe, but that's not a country. That's a continent. France, Italy. Yeah.
Okay, and what were they doing?
They were, I don't know, they were hanging out, I guess. They were having a meeting about who knows what.
So the Four Nations are the four members of Coldplay. It's Chris Martin, Guy Berryman, Will Champion, and Jai Buckland, which is actually five. So five. There's actually not four. There's five nations.
And what were they doing?
They were just creating some of the greatest music of all time.
The Four Nations, I'm pretty sure, were the U.S., Canada, Switzerland, and Finland, I think. And they were playing a bunch of hockey against each other.
Oh, the Four Nations? They were just smiling and holding hands and just being best friends.
Okay, so when you asked her that, she said the Four Nations and then listed a bunch of countries, and I thought you meant like Four Nations, like I thought that was one word. And it was like the Formations, and I assumed it was like a group of people, like a band or something.
And who would they be?
No clue. Like it sounded.
If you had to create your four formations,
But like
bands.
I thought it was like with an N. Like I thought it was some word I never heard.
Okay, and so
Like
if you had
the
to
Four
put four
Nations.
bands together, who would you put?
Oh, what?
That's what you were saying. Four bands, right?
No, I thought it was one band called just the Four Nations.
Oh, and who's in that band?
I don't know cool people. Like there's probably some blonde guy.
And what were they doing?
They were singing.
The Four Nations? You mean Carlos Penavega, Kendall Schmidt, James Maslow, and Logan Henderson from Big Time Rush? They were performing at a show this weekend. Those are the Four Nations.
The Four Nations were Iceland, the U.S., Canada, and another ice-based country, and they were playing hockey.
Okay, the Four Nations were Canada, the U.S., Finland, and Sweden, and they were playing hockey.
Well, you see, there's fire, water, earth, and air. Long ago, the Four Nations lived together in harmony, but then one day everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Is that what they were doing last weekend?
I would hope so, otherwise I look like an idiot.
I gotta also go with Paige's lovely little answer of the Big Time Rush band.
What were they doing?
They were singing and dancing and having the best time of their lives.
You have something to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Four Nations, of course, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Dr. Eggman.
And what were they doing?
Saving the world.
So after being informed that the Four Nations actually aren't water, earth, fire, and air, my next guess is that the Four Nations obviously are Niall, Louis, Liam, and Harry after Zayn left One Direction.
That's all we have for this week on The Trend, but tune in next time for more of the latest and greatest in trending topics.